So Critical Role Campaign 3 has really been heating up lately. Things are starting to get super crazy as we ever inch forward towards the apogee solstice and the big calamitous potential event and questions that are going to be answered on just what the fuck is going on with Ruidus. A few weeks ago, I put out a theory that we took from the Critical Role community, a certain Redditor, a theory that put forward some rather convincing and rather scary links to Aeor. In today's video, we're going to be further extrapolating on this theory, as over the last few episodes, we have continued to receive some evidence that just might point to the truth in this theory. So always, if you enjoyed the video, learned something new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out some of our other copious Critical Role and Legend of Vox Machina content. Click the eye above. And let's just get right into it, shall we? So just a note before we continue this video, there will be some very minor spoilers for Critical Role Campaign 2 in this video, as the theory very much links events in Critical Role Campaign 2 to the events in Critical Role Campaign 3, so consider yourself warned. For a full breakdown and explanation on this theory, make sure you click the eye above to go check out the original video, but for this video, I'm going to be paraphrasing it for you. So for this, we need to cast our mind back thousands of years in the Critical Role universe to the time of the Calamity, the ancient war between the prime deities and the betrayer gods, and as such, the mortals that followed each of the two gods. But you see, throughout this war of the gods, there existed various different humans with their own interests, none so much as the city, the floating city of Aeor, an industrious city full of technology and wondrous works of magic and technological advancements. You see, though, it was this technological advancements and this want for more, this pushing of boundaries in magical worlds that led to Aeor's downfall. You see, over this time, Aeor had been developing a weapon that we are led to believe could potentially kill or harm a god. Now, it seems that whatever credibility there were to these rumors about Aeor in this weapon, the gods very much took it seriously, both prime deity and betrayer alike, as they took a break in their war, their hundreds of years war of killing each other, to go and deal with this little problem of Aeor, as not long after this, prime deity and betrayer god alike joined forces to crash and destroy this flying floating city, this mageocracy, to the ground, forever basically wiping them from the existence of Exandria's history. Fast forward many years later to the events of Campaign 2, as the Mighty Nine have found themselves venturing to the ruins of Aeor. It is there that they discover a certain Aeormaton, an Aeormaton known as Devexian, who they refer to as D. Caleb, as well as several others of the Mighty Nine, have a conversation with this Aeormaton. They question Devexian about a certain experiment that Aeor was said to have undertook. Devexian corrects their pronunciation, saying it is known as the Factorum Malleus, or better known as the Hammer Creator. Now, Malleus, or Malice, however you want to pronounce it, should sound familiar, as there are a certain type of keys that we've seen in Critical Role Campaign 3, some Malleus keys, Malice keys, spelled the exact same way. Yes, those very interesting devices that seem to be intimately linked with whatever is going on for the apogee solstice and with Ruidus. Ultimately, Devexian departs the party, heading off to the rest of Exandria to continue to fulfill some kind of mission that it had given itself while Aeor was still around. We see Devexian pop up again in Campaign 3, as there is a strange person, a person known as D, who we know is Devexian, that seems to be spreading Aeor tech, Aeormatons out throughout the world, trying to collect different Aeormatons and Aeor tech. As well, in Campaign 3, we have the whole clusterfuck that is Ruidus and this crazy potential being known as Predathos that was trapped inside of it, a being that we know has the ability to destroy and kill gods, as it was dubbed a god eater, as it ate apparently two gods that were in the pantheon long time ago that the rest of the world and history has forgotten. In Campaign 3, there are a group of antagonists, a group of conspirators, some of which belong to the Cerberus Assembly, a cohort of not very nice mages that seem to be looking and working towards some kind of event on the apogee solstice, an event that we believe is the releasing of Predathos, this god-killing being. Over this time, we see that these antagonists are building these structures that are revealed to us known as Malleus keys. The theory then is this, that the god-killing machine experiment that was taking place in Aeor in the Calamity would have been the releasing or the harnessing of Predathos' power in some kind of way, a way that would very much threaten the lives of the gods. As such, the gods, knowing the intricate details of Aeor's plan and their history with Predathos, couldn't leave anything to chance, as these beings genuinely do fear Predathos, it seems. So as such, they decided to destroy the ancient city so as to prevent this from ever happening. We fast forward much later now, and it seems that the Cerberus Assembly, as well as other Ruidus-born folks that seem to be intimately linked to Predathos, this entity in some kind of way, are working towards potentially its release or harnessing its power. Over the last few weeks, we've learned even more information that seems to lead credibility and credence to this theory. We learned that Ludinus Delath, one of the main antagonists and leaders of the Cerberus Assembly, an overall super powerful wizard and just not a nice guy, is super freaking old. Like, I'm talking really old. Like, I'm talking Calamity old. If Ludinus Delath really is this old and has seen the Calamity firsthand and as such has developed a hatred for the gods, possibly for what they did to Aeor, possibly he himself is even Aeorian, which would be absolutely crazy, this would explain how exactly Ludinus Delath knows about the Malleus keys, how exactly he knows what they will do, and it explains his motivation for why he hates the gods so much and just why he is looking to destroy them and enact these events that will take place on the apogee solstice. As well, in last week's episode, we learned that there are various different elements of architecture that are being built around this Malleus key that are linked to Aeor. FCG, in a dreamlike vision through Imogen, witnessed much of this construction that's being done in this sinkhole somewhere in Marquette, and he himself saw that he was familiar with much of these structures and the way they were built, very much linking them to Aeor, making this Aeor link to the Malleus keys, to Predathos, to the reason why the gods struck down Aeor in the first place. It makes this link even stronger. As well, we have to remember that in many aspects, all of our characters' backstories are tied in some form or another into this huge events that are going on with the apogee solstice and Ruidus. Up until recently, it wasn't exactly sure how there were going to be Aeorian links for FCG with the events going on in Ruidus, but with each passing week and these connections between Aeor and all of the events that are going on with Ruidus becoming more and more obvious, it seems that FCG might have a very important role to play in the upcoming events and in the history of Predathos and of Aeor. FCG, even in these dreamlike states, seeing a number of automatons that haven't been seen by anyone at this point. They are not familiar, which either indicates that they are a new type of automaton that has been built, or they are an old type of automaton, an Aeormaton type of automaton that has been relearned or rediscovered, possibly by Devexian. But right now, this theory, for me at least, seems to be the most concrete evidence that we have of what exactly might happen. There very much does seem to be a link between Aeor and the events that happened in the Calamity with the events that are happening right now with the Malleus keys and all of the structures being built for the upcoming apogee solstice. Is the creator hammer that Devexian talked about in campaign 2 the ultimate god-killing machine, the god-killing plan that got Aeor destroyed by the gods? Is this plan the release or the harnessing of Predathos' god-killing, god-destroying power? It sure seems like it, but I guess really only time will tell. If you enjoyed the theory or you learned something new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. As always, I hope to see you in the next one. Keep your eye out for more theory videos in the future. Until next time, peace, love, adu.
A love story that might be. We wasn't supposed to happen. So much talk around us. We became numb to the yapping. It was like 05. Got my license to drive. Picked you up in my pop's car. Went for a ride. Couldn't no one tell us nothing. That night was ours. All the stars aligned and you were so damn fine. Yeah, it was young love, young hearts.